All right, let's dive in. Google just dropped a whole wave of new AI updates, and some of the stuff is pretty wild. We're talking everything from making your old photos come alive to literally building your own AI apps with zero coding. So let's break down how this all actually works. Okay, so let's kick things off with a question that's kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it. What if all those photos you have just sitting on your phone, what if they could suddenly just come to life? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. Google is actually making it happen. So they're rolling out this new feature for both Google Photos and YouTube Shorts that lets you animate your pictures. And get this, the best part is it's totally free. Yeah, no special subscription, no hidden fees. You can just bring your memories to life. And you're not going to believe how simple it is. Seriously, you just grab a photo from your gallery, pick a style. You can go for something subtle or just hit I'm feeling lucky and see what the AI cooks up. And bam, it spits out a little 6-second video clip. Just like that.
But it goes deeper than just a little animation. You can actually remix your photos into totally different styles, like turning someone into a 3D character or a cool sketch. Google's putting all of this stuff into a new Create tab right inside the Photos app. Right now, it's rolling out in the US for both Android and iOS, so if you're in the States, you'll want to keep an eye out for that update.
Okay, so that's the fun, creative stuff. Now let's switch gears to something super practical. Google's also rolling out a new AI shopping assistant that's meant to fix one of the biggest, most annoying problems with shopping online.
You know the feeling, right? We've all done it. You're scrolling, you find something you absolutely love, but then that voice in your head kicks in, asking that one question. Yeah, but will this actually look good on me? Well, check this out. Google's new virtual try-on feature is designed to answer exactly that. You just tap the little try it on icon, upload a full-length picture of yourself, and boom! In seconds, you can see how that item drapes on your body shape. This could be the end of the dreaded return package.
All right, so we've covered personal photos and shopping. Now let's talk about work. Let's talk about productivity, because Google is about to completely change the game for how we deal with video files, especially for our jobs, and it's happening right inside Google Drive. And this right here just shows you how powerful it is. Just think about it. You've got a long, hour-long meeting recording sitting in your Drive. Now you can just open up the Gemini side panel and get an instant summary of the most important points. No more sitting through the whole thing.
And this unlocks this really powerful workflow. So you get that instant summary, right? Then you can just ask Gemini, hey, list all the key topics and action items. And then this is the cool part. You can just copy and paste those action items straight into a tool like Canvas, and it'll create an interactive dashboard for you. Incredible.
Okay, this next part, this is where things get really interesting. We've been talking about how AI can help us use tools better. But what if you could just build your own AI tools? That's what we need to talk about next. Let's talk about Google Opal.
So, what is Opal? It's this new experimental tool that lets basically anyone build and share their own little AI apps. And I mean, anyone. You don't need to know a single line of code. You just use plain English and a really simple visual editor to tell it what you want, and it builds it for you.
For example, look how easy this is. Let's say you have an app and you want to change it. You can just type a sentence, just like you're talking to a person, and say, hey, before you generate that report, ask the user what language they want and then give them the output in that language. That's it. That's the coding.
So let's see what that actually looks like. Imagine you built that video summarizer we were just talking about, but now you need the summary in a completely different language. So in this case, we're just going to ask for the output in Tamil. And there it is. Just like that, the app does exactly what you asked. It understands the request and spits out the summary directly in Tamil. Think about that. A simple one-sentence change, and you've completely customized the tool. This no-code thing is a total game changer. It just opens up a whole world of possibilities. So you might be wondering, what's the magic behind all this? How is this even possible? Well, the answer is a brand new AI model that is not only crazy powerful, but also super efficient and cheap. Everyone, meet Gemini 1.5 Flashlight. Now, this chart really breaks down the cost, and the difference is just staggering. So AI models think in these little pieces of information called tokens. You can kind of think of them like syllables. For 1 million of those tokens, Flashlight costs about 10 cents. Compare that to over $2.50 for other powerful models. That massive price drop is exactly why building your own AI apps is suddenly a real thing for everybody. So, to really put this to the test, someone built a prototype to do a pretty tough job. Take a huge chunk of really casual American slang and translate it all into formal, buttoned-up, legal language.
And what do you think that cost? To run that whole complicated translation? It cost a tiny, tiny fraction of a single penny. It's just unbelievable. This model isn't just fast, it's so ridiculously cheap that it basically removes money as a barrier. You can just experiment and create without worrying about the cost.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. From making our photos move to making our jobs easier, AI is getting woven into everything. But what's really changing with tools like Opal is that the power is shifting. It's moving from just using AI to actually creating with it. So the big question isn't what can AI do anymore? The real question is, if you can build an AI app just by describing it, what will you create?